the lighter area on this one is kind of up there. Not much of it at all really. And then it's kind of here. I'm measuring it on where the other lightness area is as well. On there, I'm measuring it from there, so I get it in the right place. Then got quite a nice light, quite light on the end here. Now I'm looking at this area in between this tooth and this one. Just want to get that dark area in, get the line of that tooth right. And it kind of goes up here a bit, but it's not so light, but there is a lightness going up here. I'll pop that in. We'll go over that bit. And then looking at that line in between this kind of width here, looking at that. Line's right there. There it is, kind of a bit squared off down here. And it's very close to a lip there. So that's okay. Then we've got a line coming up here like that. That's it, that's the line. It's slightly rounded. Then we've got, again, I'm looking all the time where this top of this tooth is in comparison to this and where it's coming on the lip here. So it's coming up to about there. Leave that bit there, don't join them up. And then we'll use the paper, that colour there, you see. A little bit of pencil in there. But use it using mainly the colour of the paper there. Just trying to get that angle right of that tooth. Now I'm looking at this area here. How far is that away from the gum? I think it needs to come. And where's it coming on this tooth? It needs to come down a fraction. And the bottom of that tooth is quite dark, so it doesn't matter, that's not pure white, that'll be fine. And then the line of that tooth is coming up quite like that really. It's all angles, teeth are all angles. Just do one tooth at a time, measure it on the tooth next to it and where it comes up to on the gum. Then this is coming that kind of space. And gets to about here, then it comes down this way. Now this is needing to come down a bit further, and because it's graphite on there and it's quite white, I'm going to need to change this a bit. So I'm actually being very careful. Okay, where's it coming on this tooth? I would say it's just slightly longer, so it's not coming down much, but it's enough for me to take the graphite off there. Clean the rubber, and again, very gently. Don't want to ruffle up the paper. Brush that off. That's it. Coming down, it's just below this mark here, really just slightly below, and then up. Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at that distance here now on her lip, and that looks just right. This probably needs to come down a touch, but I think the tooth is right. There, it's coming up to about there. Yeah, take that off. Clean the rubber. Just brush that away. It's a tiny bit higher than this. And rounded. Now, looking at that line there, it's kind of that. Now, this is higher, this is coming up here. It's about that far away from the gum. And this way. That line is coming round here. Yeah, it's more rounded. And then in. Just use my rubber to shape that tooth a bit more accurately. That's it. Just need to put a bit of white over there. Now this tooth is coming right up here, but not too near the gum, and it's that kind of angle, so it's kind of there, that angle. Then, yeah, that's quite near that tooth there, so just do another line right by it, the edge of that tooth, and that's very close to the gum here, so coming up that way, and up, squared up that way, and up like that, coming up like that. That's it. Take this off. And right, you can see that tooth there, but the light part of it is just about here. That's it, and that one goes darker up there. Okay, I've got a nice sharp charcoal here now. I'm going to go around these teeth because it's very dark around the teeth. There's a darkness in there. And that dark line goes straighter here, which is why I took that bit out just then. Straighter. And yeah, slightly coming around here. Like that. And in there. It's coming this way. Straight down. That's very close to her lip. Pretty dark. Very dark area beside our tooth comes to about here. Then up here, across here, a bit This doesn't look so dark. It's less intense, that bit there. Got a bit more light on it, you see. Then this dark in there and across. Again, it's not that dark. Just measuring this compared to this. That's slightly longer than that. Yeah, no, this is slightly longer than this. So this is just a smidgen, but that needs to be longer than this. Now if you want to check it quickly, you could just put a bit of paper on it. Just make sure it's straight on the edge of the page and just hold it under it. Yeah. See, that is actually a bit shorter. It's just a hair's breadth, but it's a bit shorter, which means we can bring it down a little bit. And then it's also a bit thicker in a way around here. Right. So what this means we'll have to do is bring this down just a touch. Rather than alter our teeth, we're going to bring this down. Make sure this is all looking exactly the same as your photo. Is it pretty good? This looks a bit longer. There's a bit of shading there. It's coming down here. That needs to be a bit deeper there. That can come down a bit. Right, we're going to get my white blender now and blend that white charcoal in. See, I've written it on here, so just go over it to make sure it's nice and firm on the end. And now we're just going to push that into paper very gently. Push the white in. So we're going to make that a bit more nuanced. We'll do some work on our gums. Just want to get this in. And just blending them in like this makes them less sharply white anyway. Okay, now with the tiny little rubber, we're going to now make sure it's clean. Get it a bit longer. Now we're going to look at her gums, look at some darker areas there, and this area here is too dark, so we'll just take off a bit of that. There's a darker edge on that white bit there, we can leave that. This is too dark here. So yeah, just take it off. It doesn't matter if it's a bit flecky or bitty, that'll just add to the realism of her teeth. But you can really aim for the dark bits. If you don't like them, take them right off. Really aim for those. This is all very dark under here. This is slightly less dark here. It's a bit paler. This is a bit paler. Very dark around her the outside of her tooth line, but gum's a bit paler here. It's quite dark here, so we can leave that. We'll just take that off there. Okay, so now that's about okay there, up there. A bit high with the white. Just take a bit of that off. That needs to be dark on the top there. So there are bits here that need to be a bit darker. So we'll do that now with we'll try it with a 4F, I think, because this is what I've got on here already.